welcome back to Super Mario Bros. 3 playthrough. Princess has just been kidnapped. I thought she had been all along, so now she's the damsel in distress, as Anita Sarkeesian would describe this particular situation. Did it ever occur to her that maybe the game creators aren't sexist? That maybe the villains are? If you can even call them sexist, maybe they just really like women. And, well, I guess it could be considered misogyny to kidnap a woman, especially if it's for like sexual shit. The verdict's still out on whether her and Bowser are having sex, but she is always in a good mood when you rescue her, so, you know, maybe her and Mario were like a couple, and she's having an affair with Bowser, and instead of just waiting till he's at work at you know, like out fixing pipes and whatnot, maybe instead of waiting till he's at work and sneaking around, they just do it directly. And they go through all this elaborate process, and you know, like he pretends to kidnap her, sets up all this shit, and the whole time they're waiting for Mario to get there, if he even gets there, you know, they're fucking. You know, it's a possibility. I dare you to prove that it's not happening. I mean, think about it. She is always in a good mood whenever he gets there. And in this particular game, like he never dies. He probably does that on purpose. Why else? I don't know. In this particular one, maybe they hadn't started the whole, maybe this time they decided to go a little different route and him not kidnap her towards the end just to throw Mario off. Maybe Mario was getting suspicious. You know, maybe she'd come home late at night from work as a princess, whatever the hell they do, tea parties and, dates with Prince. And who was the king of Dark World, this one, before Bowser took over? Maybe it was her father, because there were 7 other kings. All of them just called her the princess. None of them ever said, my daughter. So maybe her father was the king of this particular world, and he killed him. He killed him, and you know, she's such a heartless bitch that she doesn't even care. She wanted him out of the way so she could take over and rule by Bowser's side. Those goddamn ninja gophers. Yeah, it might be considered cheating swimming under it, but... well, no, if it's programmed in, it's not cheating. Even if it's like a cheat code, it's still an Easter egg. Now, if you use the Game Genie, that's cheating. And I can't say it. I had a Game Genie, I used it regularly. But that's more for fun. Well, no, there were a couple of games where I actually needed to use it in order to get very far because they were insanely difficult. I remember when I was a kid, there was one, it was Bugs Bunny's Birthday Bash or something. It was pretty difficult. I used cheat for like infinite lives or maybe invincibility. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Been a lot of alcohol and whatnot in between. I did too much shit, like, between, the ages of 19 and 23. Those 4 years. Good God. So much shit. Oh, yeah, right there, the reason it skipped forward a little bit, oh, okay, I was trying to remember. I had it set to where when I'm recording the game, I hit L1 on the PS4 controller to start and L2 to stop, and I accidentally hit L2 or I sat the controller down or something. These 3 levels aren't overly difficult. It's kind of a nuisance that the hand will come out and grab you sometimes. I think if it's 2-player, it only does it part-time. Maybe if it's 1-player, it does it every time. I figured I'd go ahead and use the hammer suit, just because. I decided to get a little bit of revenge on the potaboos here in a minute, because they've been annoying me throughout the entire game. I can't believe this was the only Hammer Bros suit that I found. Normally I found at least 2. Like, I was getting all the Tanukis and the frog suits, and I don't... There's only like 3 levels. Oh yeah, see there, I kept missing them, so I just sped it up so you guys wouldn't have to deal with it. I kept, there's really only 3 stages that I can think of where you actually need the frog suit. Normally I would just save the state and fucking go back to it and choose a different box until I got it, but this particular time I only used save states to hold off on the recording. Used it a little bit in Bowser's Castle, I'll go ahead and admit that. It was a little bit tougher than I thought it was going to be. Not so much tough, the level before it was technically tougher, the fortress. Because it was an actual maze and it took me a minute to remember what to do. I just remembered it had something to do with the P switch at the end, but that was it. So I haven't figured out what game I'm gonna play next. Like, leave a comment letting me know what you would like to see. Preferably Super Nintendo, some RPG, a relatively unheard of one would be nice. I like the ones where it's like medieval times and magic. You get to use black magic, white magic. Think Final Fantasy V, Chrono Trigger type of RPGs. If you guys can recommend one, that would be great. I'll probably continue Dark Law at some point. I thought about doing Super Mario World, but so far of these videos, only 2 have been monetized because they have copyright matched content or whatever. And I'm afraid if I keep doing these, that eventually I might actually get a strike. So I'm gonna hold off a while on Super Mario World. Or any Mario anything. Although I did read somewhere Nintendo allows it, but they monetize the content. Like, I don't put up a big fight. I've had 2 other copyright strikes. One was on the Shin Megami, and the other one was on Bad Dudes. Even though the company, you know, to my knowledge, has been out of business since the 90s, somehow or another, I got matched third-party content. And I'm probably going to on this one too. Like, but I'm ready to get on to the next project. You know, it's funny, I got the PS4, I don't even remember when, but I've hardly even used it for games. I've been playing these. There are a couple of games that I really want to play for it, but I can't afford them at the time. Well, only one that I can think of that I really want to play at the time, and that is Metal Gear Solid 5. That, like, I loved the other 4. 3 being my favorite, I think. 4 was really good, but I don't know, to me, maybe it was just because I played 3 first. I borrowed a PS3 from a friend, and he had it was actually to play the Metal Gear Solid collection. I played in the order that he recommended, which is technically the chronological order of the events in the story. I played it 3, 1, 2, 4. I kind of wish I had gone 1, 2, 3, 4, just because I think 3 might have had more gravity or whatever, because it'd be like, oh, this is a prequel and whatnot, but still, Metal Gear Solid, excellent game series. If anyone wants to send like a $50 Amazon gift card to... No, askdoppler, askdoppler at hotmail.com, I believe. I'll put the email in the description, and if anybody wants to send me a $50 Amazon gift card, I will buy and play Metal Gear Solid 5 and upload it to YouTube. Those things still look like feathers to me. I always thought they were... Oh, shit. Forgot you can't... Yep, seems about right. I go back down, and... Can't go back the way you came. Sped this up, because... I don't even know why I bothered getting all the coins. I already got so many lives, I couldn't possibly go through them all, unless I got a memory wipe of all my knowledge and skills or something. I decided why not try this, just see if I can hit it, and I did. Decided to see where one of these pipes went. I don't... Oh, maybe not yet. Yeah, this fortress right here, this is technically more difficult than Bowser's Castle. Like, this is what you would expect Bowser's Castle to be, except with Bowser's Castle tile set instead of just the normal fortress tiles. I mean, Bowser's Castle was kind of a maze a little bit, but you know, not really. I think the hardest part of Bowser's Castle was when he was throwing fireballs at you, because they're almost impossible to avoid. It was crazy. Fucking thwomps. Kinda wish I had the hammer suit right there. At the same time, I don't know, I probably would have gotten hit and like fallen into the lava or something. I think this is the last time I'll be playing this game for quite a while. I played through it not too long ago on 2-player mode. It's like you play it and there's nostalgia, but after a little bit the nostalgia just turns to, why am I doing this again? That's what I like about the Super Nintendo games that I haven't played before. It's still like a hint of nostalgia. Like I think there's more nostalgia in the Super Nintendo games I haven't played, because it takes me back to the days when Super Nintendo was a thing, but it's still a new adventure, you know? That was stupid. What the hell are those things anyway? They look like ghostly hockey pucks. Yeah, it took me a while to remember what I was supposed to do, but like back there where that P switch was, I wasn't too far off. That's where the door is. It's like a secret door to the far right. You know, everybody calls those bottomless pits, but I don't think they're, like, you can't see the bottom, but that doesn't mean the bottom's not there. It can't truly be a bottomless pit unless it goes all the way through the planet, whatever planet Mushroom Kingdom is on, and out into space. But even then, well, yeah, it would be a bottomless pit, but I'm not sure if he would get caught at the center of the planet and the gravitational field and just be stuck there, or I don't know. They have cartoon physics here, so he might be able to slingshot through it and go out into space. Yeah, that doesn't go anywhere really. Or maybe he'd just end up in Mushroom China. Speaking of mushrooms, those look like the psychedelic ones. This stage was fairly difficult. I remember trying to drive on mushrooms once. That was an ordeal. I learned my lesson in a hurry. Like, I was doing mushrooms with a friend. We sat in the car at an apartment building. Like, I had weed with me, so I kept smoking. Eventually, I was like, hey, let's go to the gas station and get something to eat. And, like, I started backing out of the parking lot. There was, like, this nursing home next door. Like, I started backing up, and you remember the episode, Patterns of Force of Star Trek, how Spock drove? Where he kept, like, going for a little bit and hitting the brakes? It was basically that. And I went across the road to the nursing home, and I was just saying, no, I don't think I can do this. I really don't. He said, we could have made it to the gas station by now. And I said, should we? He said, no, just go back. So we went back. We went back inside the apartment, where our other friend was, like, inside, and he turned on, like, it was starting to come down a little bit, and, but, like, when I walked into the apartment, yeah, sorry, I couldn't resist that. Like, I've always heard that piano thing. Like, I know it's from Chariots of Fire. I've never seen it. It sounds like a biblical apocalypse movie or something, or like where, like, I'm assuming that's what it is. Like Left Behind, except more Four Horsemen type of shit. Anyway, we went in there. Walked into the apartment, and like the apartment, it was like it was on a different level. Like, it looked smaller than it should. It looked like the kitchen was where, and it started. I guess I started phasing out of reality again in my mind or whatever. Keep in mind, this was all before I got busted and everything. After I got busted, I quit everything. Like, I smoked weed one more time, but that's been like almost 2 years ago. But then he turned on Enter the Void. And I don't know, I couldn't, I didn't finish it. That time where I smoked weed afterwards, like, and I hadn't smoked in a long time, so it felt more like the first time. And I watched Enter the Void that night, and I was starting to freak out a little bit. But I held on till the end, and it was well worth it. I watched it again on mescaline at one point. The night before, well, it wasn't pure mescaline, it was just like cactus tea. I went, like, when I went to court for the shrooms the final time, it drug out for like over a year. And when I went in the final time, I already knew what was going to happen, like I knew what the deal was and everything, because I had talked to my lawyer a week before. I went in on a Monday. Saturday night, I got drunk, because I knew it would be the last time I would be able to drink for some time. And then that Friday, we did the cactus. Actually, no, that was the day we did the cactus and watched Arrested Development all day. The next time, or we did the cactus several times. Well, 2 or 3 at least. But there was one time in particular we watched Dune and Enter the Void. That shit lasts forever. Like it's at least an 8-hour trip. But yeah, I did all that before court. Like, I was down or whatever before court because we did the cactus at like noon the day that I was talking about, and yeah, next day went to court, finally got that shit over with. Probation hasn't really been too rough. Like, my probation officer is a good guy. I've only been drug tested once, which, I mean, I haven't been doing anything, so it's not really a big deal. They could call me in today and I'd pass. But, like, I have not had any issues. I've been pulled over and not searched, surprisingly. Like, I get so anxious whenever I see a cop, just because those ones that arrested me and gave me my first DWI screwed me over so bad. Like, I just, like, my heart starts racing whenever I see a cop. Like, I freak out. Like, I'm still in the mindset of, are they gonna know I'm high? Are they gonna know I'm high? Even though I'm not doing anything, like, I'm still in that mindset. I'm getting a little bit better. I got a prescription for my anxiety, so I'm doing better. Yeah, see? Not a bottomless pit. He hit the bottom. I'm willing to bet he stacked a few mattresses down there. One of them was probably covered in Bowser semen and peach juices. See there, she probably knew. And he goes over there, the room turns pink. And look, it's shaped like the mushroom houses we've been visiting all along. Toad built this facility right here. Yeah. There's definitely a conspiracy here. And then she jokes, like she makes a joke first thing. If she had been a captive that long, she would have been crying, saying, "Oh, Mario, Mario, I'm so glad you're here. He did horrible things to me. He shoved his tail up my ass." Oh. She was in a good mood. No way she was a captive. The whole thing was faked. It's kind of a lame ending, honestly. I mean, you go through all that work, and then it just shows you where you've been. So apparently the statue that Tanuki Suit lets you turn into is some kind of god to the turtles. Anyway, I guess it's time to wrap this up. Like I said, if you can think of any games you want to see me play, leave me a comment, let me know, and I will get around to playing them and uploading video. As I said, preferably an RPG for the NES, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's the end of this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like my shit, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, tell your friends about my channel. Share these videos on social media, please. I need more viewers. I think I'm off to a good start. I just haven't been promoting this one as heavily as I should be. Which really, there's not much you can do in the way of promotion these days, like Twitter and shit, but that's about it. I can promote the other channel on 4chan because it kind of pertains to some of the stuff they talk about. Anyway, that's all for today. Subscribe, thumbs up, share. Adios.